All right, so you say, all right, so I made them like me. I provided the value. I figured out what they need. I already know that. What are you telling me? Tell me something new, right? You guys all know this stuff. So next, I think about your resources are your equipment. When you think about a hunter, let's say you have 2 hunters. How do you figure out which hunter is going to do better today if they're both going hunting? Which I don't hunt. I don't believe in killing animals or animal cruelty. But if there was 2 hunters and they were going hunting, how would you figure out which hunter is going to have a better day? Just shout out some answers for me. Prep work. All right, what else? Guns, weapons, ammunition, what else? Knowing the territories. Show up early. What time do you start? Those are all great responses. So when I think about 2 broker shops and I figure out which one's better, it's the same exact answers. Who shows up earlier? Who has better equipment? Who uses that equipment better? Who knows the area better? Who knows the leads better? Who trains better, right? So as brokers, what resources do you guys have? You can shout them out. Pathfinder, it's a good one. Loan calculators. Guidelines. Now think about more basic communication, follow-up skills, social media. How about a telephone? Marketing platform, events. How about a text message? That's a resource. Voicemail, that's a resource. Mailers, that's a resource. You said social media, that's a resource. Calling somebody, that's a resource, right? So if I have broker A and broker B and I want to figure out which one's better, the first question I ask is what resources do they have? And you have the same exact resources. You both have a phone, you could both text, you could both email, you could both voicemail, you could both send out mailers, you could both do events, you could both go to dinners with realtors. You have the same exact resources, perfect. So now I go even deeper. How am I going to figure out who's better if you guys have the same exact resources? If I want to buy into one of your broker shops, how do I find out which one is better if you have the same exact resources? How often do you use those resources? I have a simple activity hack that I do. I go into a broker shop and I work at the broker shop for the day. And I don't tell anybody anything, I'm undercover. I'm just working there, but I'm working my tail off. And at the end of the day, I write down everything, and I'm very fast with technology, so I snip every single message, and I put it in a big master email. I record every voicemail, I put it in there, and I document my whole day. And every single time, it never fails. Nobody's ever beat me in activity. At the end of the day, I huddle up the brokers, I say, all right, so how was your day today? How many text messages you send? 13. How many voicemails you leave that were automatic? You just got to click a button. 25. How many emails did you send? 0. Okay, so I was here the same exact time as you today. Okay, I sent 93 text messages, 82 emails, I left a voicemail for 80 clients, and I got 18 conversations going right now with 3 of them about to be enrolled. What's the difference? The activity level. Some people think they're working hard. There's a whole nother level to working hard. I don't call a client. We call clients, email them, text them, voicemail them, send a mailer. We do everything, every single time. And that should be automatic in your business. So again, to go back to the 2 brokers, to figure out which one's better, then I say who uses their resources more? Who's texting more, who's emailing more, who's calling more, who has more energy and activity throughout the day. Now let's say both brokers sent 100 messages, 100 emails, 100 voicemails, the same exact activity and energy. Then how do I find out who's better? Who gets results? How do they get those results? How is the content in those resources? If you both send 100 messages, then I got to see your 100 messages. I got to see which text is a copy-paste message that just, you send it to every client. It doesn't really mean anything. And which text is actually fruitful and has some content, and you're actually thoughtful about it, and you put something from the conversation. Which email is just a normal email or automatic email, and which email has a picture of my pool in it and the chemical in it, right? Who's using those personal emotions in the email? Which mailer looks better? Who looks better in dinner? Who has a better conversation in dinner? Who makes those relationships last? It's the content and the resources. So the first question to ask yourself is your shop using all of their resources? That's the first question. Second question is, how often are they using those resources? And the third question is, how is the content in those resources? Do you audit the messages? Do you audit the emails? Do you ever talk about those things? Do you ever try to make them better? This is a game of inches. You want to be the best? You got to do the best, right? You got to be sick and obsessed with it. I want to audit your text messages and give you feedback on your text message. But most of the broker shops that I train don't even text client, or barely text clients. We did an activity one time where we texted every single client 3 times in one day. And guess where the highest response rate was? The second and third message. Not the first one, the second one at 2 o'clock, and then the third one at 5 o'clock. I said, hey, I'm really not trying to waste your time. I got a great opportunity for you. Are you interested in this? Blah. We get an answer the third time just by switching up the messaging and trying 3 times a day. Then you ask yourself how many broker shops are actually texting 3 times a day. I find very few with the ones that call me to train. And those are the kind of things that I help them with. Next, we talk about being omnipresent. What brands do you think about when you think about omnipresence? Being everywhere all at once, at all times. Amazon. When you need something, you buy on Amazon. What else? Apple. How about Rocket Mortgage? Can we clap it up for that? We're everywhere, right? I'm going to say it one more time. How about Rocket Mortgage? Can we clap it up for that? We're everywhere.